When local growers put great food on Tennessee tables, that's living green. Tonight on Live Green Tennessee, we take a look at West Tennessee Farmers Market in historic downtown Jackson. We then travel to the Nolichucky Vineyard in Hamblen County, where visitors can come and enjoy a working vineyard situated right on the banks of the Nolichucky River. And finally, we meet a soap maker in Cleveland, Tennessee, who educates as well as produces eco-friendly body products. All this and more coming up next on Live Green Tennessee.
This program is brought to you in part by...
Behind every Pick Tennessee Products logo is a Tennessee farmer who brings you fresh, local food grown with the kind of pride that gets handed down through generations. From now through fall, you can find Tennessee fruits and vegetables on farms and at farmers markets near you. Find your Tennessee farmers at picktnproducts.org.
What makes our state unique? Find out on the new Tennessee Channel, a statewide initiative by your public television stations. Each program is created in Tennessee, about Tennessee, and broadcast in Tennessee.
The Tennessee Channel, Saturdays 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern and Sundays 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on your public television station.
Funding for this program is provided in part by the United States Department of Agriculture, providing leadership on food, agriculture, natural resources, and related issues based on sound public policy and efficient management.
Hello, I'm Melinda Kiefer, and I'm proud to bring you stories from across our great state on Live Green Tennessee. With the public's growing desire to have fresher and more organic foods, the West Tennessee Farmers Market has become very successful with having a place for the public to come and buy these great Tennessee products in historic downtown Jackson, Tennessee. WLJT's Laura Standifer takes us on a stroll through this farmers market.
We're open Tuesday through Saturday. Occasionally I'm here on Monday, but we're open 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. We try to make it a very versatile market to have lots of people down here with lots of different things so that there's a reason to come to the market. We have people from all walks of life, and they come down, they get their produce, they get their breads, they get their candles, they get their cakes and pies, whatever they need.
This is the place to be on Saturday morning. This is like a social event on Saturdays.
By helping the community, we provide a place to come. It's like an event down here. People come down here just to visit as well as shop.
When I go to the farmer's market, I like to eat donuts, get chocolate milk. I like the bread and the granola and Mr. Palmer's steak and lamb sausage. And I like looking at things, like sometimes they have some of the lipstick, and that's about it.
We bring people down here who want the fresh tomatoes or the canning tomatoes or the fresh corn that was just picked that morning.
We've got a lot better products here. Everything's fresher. All the produce here was picked yesterday, where if you buy something at a grocery store, it come from California and easily picked a week ago, so once you get it home, it's only good for 2 or 3 more days till then it gets thrown out.
It provides a healthy alternative to some of the things that you buy in other places.
All of our cured meats, our bacon and stuff is all natural cured with no nitrates, no nitrites or anything. There's nothing harmful in it. And we don't use any chemicals or anything, no antibiotics, no hormones. I haven't even used chemical fertilizer on my grass in like 18 years, so the health benefits is just unbelievable. I mean, you know, beef's kind of got a bad rap over the last several years, but it's really not the beef, it's the stuff it's raised on and then what they do in the big plants when it's processed. that we skip all that.
It's fresh, it's grown here in Tennessee. You get to meet the farmer, talk to him, find out how he grows. A lot of this stuff is grown organically, so you don't get all those chemicals.
We sell beef, lamb, pork, and chicken. We raise everything grass-based and without any chemicals of any kind, hormones, antibiotics, herbicides, pesticides. Everything's clean. Basically, it's organic.
Well, it provides an outlet for their produce. You know, you can either sell retail or you can come to the farmer's market, which is kind of retail, but it's kind of not. You know what I'm saying? It's selling direct to the customer instead of selling to a big old store who you have to sell really cheap to so that they can make a profit. They sell straight to the customer, which helps the customer, helps the farmer, and everybody's happy.
I make my living selling beef, lamb, pork, chicken, eggs. And this is just one venue we use to sell stuff. All these people that's selling stuff here are local people, and any money that's spent with a local business, whether it's a farmer or any business, it's not a big box store, the money's got a lot better chance of staying in the community and being passed around several times, staying in the same community, instead of being wired to China. Anything in this building is grown in Tennessee. The other building, a lot of that stuff's grown in Tennessee also, but if you haul produce in from somewhere else, that's where it'll be sold at.
We have fresh catfish. We have shrimp from Florida brought in on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday every other week. Now, you go to the store and your shrimp is frozen. Here, you come here and you know it was just caught, just brought in on a boat, and you know it's fresh. Then there's things, for example, like this free-range beef. I mean, there's nothing added to it, you know? How about some barbecue? How about some fresh bread that's just baked like yesterday? We have gluten-free desserts. We have sugar-free.
You can just buy any type of produce, meat. You know, you can do all of your grocery shopping here, except for a lot of frozen prepared foods that you really don't need to eat anyway. The price is going to be higher on some things here, but it's not the same product. I mean, you'll get a lot of stuff here that's grown without any chemicals, and it just costs more to raise stuff that way. You get a smaller yield. It's they done a study a year or so ago that organic farmers actually produce about 25% less than farmers using chemicals because of weeds and bugs and problems like that. So, you know, things might cost a little more here, and there's going to be things that are cheaper.
There's nothing in the world like going to your freezer and getting out all those fresh vegetables, putting it all in a pot and having some nice stew for this winter, you know? I mean, it's just nothing in the world like it.
I see it growing as far as customer base. There's not a lot of room for expansion as far as area for the market, but I know there's a waiting list for spots here to get in to sell stuff. And the customer base, we've been coming now, March will be 5 years every Saturday, and the customer base is like quadrupled in the last 2 to 3 years.
We are city owned and city supported. Of course, the vendors do pay a fee. It's a very small fee. It doesn't cover all the cost, but it does help. Then we do get grants occasionally. For example, we just received a grant for the EBT cards. We're going to be starting that in spring, which we're so excited about because there's like 1 in 7 people now that are on food stamps. So we are so excited that we can offer fresh vegetables to people that have lost their job and need a little helping hand.
Jackson's lucky to have such a good place in a town this size.
Acres of grapevines, the peaceful sound of a flowing river, and a wine tasting room are all things you'll find at the Nolichucky Vineyard. Located just off Highway 81, the vineyard is Hamblen County's first and only agritourism business. Not only can visitors take in the sights of a working vineyard, but they can now enjoy and buy the wine farm side. East Tennessee PBS Chris Smith gives us a tour of this vineyard.
A lot of people think that you plant a vineyard and the grapes just automatically grow. They have this great romantic notion of a vineyard. I had that notion as well. We dug each hole by hand, many shovels broken later. We had 3,800 plants in the ground. It was our initial planting. Presently we have about 4,800, almost 5,000 plants in the ground. We grow a various type of grape. They are wine grapes, but they are also juice and jelly grapes. We grow Concord, Muscadine, Catawba, Steuben, Traminette, and Riesling presently. We have grown commercially. After our first year, we harvested a nice crop. They were sold to Collier Wine Group in Sevierville. We harvested year 2 and 3. 3 years ago, Nolichucky Vineyard started an agritourism business. We realized the need for expansion. My son Alex, who was in high school at the time, insisted that I open this place kind of like a public park because we had so many visitors down here coming to see the river and the vineyard, and they'd stop you and say, oh my gosh, this place is gorgeous, that we decided to venture into the agritourism end of the business and start doing a summer music series. Morristown did not have, other than downtown Morristown, anywhere that was a park-like setting that had a vineyard that they could come enjoy music. So we did that.
Nolichucky Vineyards is our first agritourism business in Hamblen County and Morristown. It is the only agritourism business in Morristown and Hamblen County.
I am hoping that the future here at Nolichucky Vineyard includes weddings every weekend, big festival events, that we sell out the hotel rooms with these big weddings in Morristown.
What it brings with it is revenue that is not normally here, which allows us to grow. When you have a higher occupancy rate in your hotels, it also brings in other revenue throughout the city. But the big thing is you'll bring businessmen in that would never have seen this community that might think of locating here. It can contribute to new industry. Not only that, but it contributes to new residents. It's an exposure that we normally would not get. So you wouldn't think that a vineyard would bring that much in, but it does.
When we planted our first crop and became involved with Collier Wine Group, we joined the Tennessee Farm Wine Growers Alliance. That was in 2007. At that time, there were really only 3 or 4 really active vineyard growers involved in the organization, and maybe 17 or 18 wineries involved. The organization has grown. Our legislative subcommittee worked very hard on writing a bill that was beneficial for all fruit and vegetable farmers, not just vineyards. The General Assembly of 2012 passed a legislative bill, also known as the Farm Wine Bill. This Farm Wine Bill not only allows vineyards to produce their fruit and then sell it to the winery, it allows apple orchards, blueberry farmers, blackberry farmers, strawberry farmers, anybody whose crop is used in making wine to produce wine. That being said, our crop has to be harvested. It goes to the winery as it is always done. It is processed, produced, and bottled at the winery level, labeled, and then it is brought back to the farm for a sale at the farm.
The bill was very important to the winery and also to the city and county because it allowed the vineyards to be able to sell the wine from the grapes that they grew locally. That in itself is unique. If you said you can come into this vineyard and drink the wine from the grapes that were grown here. So the bill was critical in allowing her to do that. Plus it allowed her to sustain the business.
In 2012, all the vineyards across the state of Tennessee suffered a severe freeze issue. That being said, most of us are only harvesting between 10 and 25% of our normal crop loads. What this did for me was, rather than losing all of my money because of the freeze, I now have wine that I'm able to sell farm side, and that is providing me revenue on the sales of the wine that I would not have had. It brought the agricultural dollars back to the farm. It's an agriculturally diverse product. It brings revenue to a farm. Previously, a farm in Tennessee, less than 50 acres, probably only produced about $2,000 worth of revenue per acre. That is not enough to sustain a family on. So In this law passing, it has provided a value-added agricultural product to be sold farm-side, which has been really exciting. And we are all trying to bring our fruit up to better standards, better quality of fruit, and especially those of us who are making our own wine and selling it farm-side, we want to assure that we're providing a good product for the general public. Nolichucky Vineyard can produce upwards of 30,000 bottles of wine. We would never sell or could never sell that much farm-side. We do not and could not buy back all of our wine. So what is left is produced and bottled at Blue Slip and Collier Wine Group. They're 5 wineries, and they sell it in Gatlinburg and Sevierville. So our wines are distributed other places through the various wineries that we sell our grapes to.
One thing about the Nolichucky Vineyard is it's peaceful. Not only beautiful, but peaceful. But being right beside the Nolichucky River is in itself an attraction if she didn't even have the vineyards. This is the type of place you can bring the entire family and enjoy the scenery and the peacefulness of the Nolichucky River.
My dream is just to keep doing what I'm doing. I love the land. We're intrinsically tied to it, and I love this way of life. That's what I think I'm going to do.
When Jennifer Strain of Cleveland, Tennessee decided to try her hand at soap making, little did she know that 6 years later she'd have grown an internationally successful business. With charitable principles at its core, Good Fortune Soap provides handmade and eco-friendly natural body products, as well as an educational experience for customers about the benefits of living green. WTCI's Emily Compton introduces us to this organic artisan.
My name is Jennifer Strain, and you're at Good Fortune Soap and Natural Body Products, and we are in Cleveland, Tennessee, and we have about 1,000 square foot of space where we manufacture and distribute our products globally. We're based here in Tennessee, but we ship our products all over the world to boutiques, grocery stores, and to individuals through our website. Good Fortune is a company that I started 6 years ago, and I literally got the vision to start the company in one night. I was reading a book and decided to make soaps as Christmas gifts, and the next day was just on fire, 110%, researching like a mad scientist, and made things in my mixers, in my oven, and utilized all the things that I had until I knew how to grow it into a large-scale business. And we still hand package all of our products. We still mix by hand sugars, salts, oils, we melt butters. It's very time intensive and labor involved, but it's a labor of love. We make soaps, lotions, body oils, room spray, salt soaks, lip scrubs, lip balms. A lot of our products are even edible, and I just think it's incredible how other countries are so into, if you can eat it, then it's safe for your skin, because really your skin's the largest organ on your body. And so many times our skin is telling us things that are wrong in our environment with breakouts and things like that. If you're dry and itchy, then you can exfoliate with natural salts and scrubs, and then use things like shea butter, which is from a tree, and people have been using it for centuries. And so incorporating those things that people have already been using for centuries in other cultures and putting them in my products and making it easy for people to use here is really exciting. And cutting out the detergents and the other chemicals that are in, like for example, a bar of soap, where ours is coconut, palm, olive, shea butter, rosemary oil, vitamin E, essential oils, and maybe cinnamon or nettle leaves for coloring. I had never really been addicted to natural products until I started making my own and doing the research and finding out about all the things that are in commercially made products. So once I started researching it and feeling the difference for myself, then I was hooked. And it's pretty easy being green. I mean, just using the things that God gave us, the oils, the butters, the herbs. It's just once you're educated about it and add it to the regular regimen in your daily routine, then it's easy being, you know, natural and eco-friendly, I think. We've completely switched over to 100% non-synthetic fragrances. We have a chemist who's worked with us and has created our scents in completely vegetarian-based fragrances, and so we use essential oils, and our soaps are packaged with recycled papers and printed with soy ink. Everything now is pure, natural, eco-friendly packaging, and hopefully reusable, so when you're done with the jar, we encourage people to save it, wash it out, and use it for another purpose. We are at the Chattanooga market about once a month. It's so much fun because it's almost like it's a fun social day. All of my friends come by, regular customers, they tell me testimonials, and of course it's really exciting to meet people who love the way they smell, they love the packaging, but they're not familiar with why the product would be beneficial. And so educating the customers is always an exciting thing. It's sometimes a challenge. You have to overcome the cost of a bar of soap that is locally made, handmade in small batches with the finest ingredients that do last a long time. But of course, we're never afraid to open that box and have that discussion on why our products are better than, say, cheaper ones that you would get at a large chain store. Okay, now that your skin is fresh and exfoliated, this lip balm will soak in, and that's the healing part. And this has peppermint oil in it, so it'll feel really nice and tingly. The mission behind Good Fortune has always been the name, and that's Good Fortune, and that's about paying it forward. And so we've done all kinds of different missions and charities throughout the life of the business, from Heifer International to Make-A-Wish Foundation to going overseas to Haiti and teaching soap making and helping single moms in the Tennessee area plan and focus on helping them start their own small businesses. And so I just feel incredibly blessed to do what I do and just want to spread that enthusiasm to other people and help them do what they love to do and make that a career. From the beginning, when customers would email me and thank me for what I do, it just felt amazing. It's such a blessing to know that the hard work that we're doing with our hands, we're affecting lives some way, in just a little way. It's a really good feeling, and in a small way you feel like you are helping others through, you know, making soap and owning a small business, with the focus being on the customer's needs rather than, I never started it to make money. And I think that that's one of the things that now we are successful because we are doing what we love.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Live Green Tennessee, where we'll take you across the state into the farms and businesses of those who are making the move to eating fresh, living sustainably, and helping us all be more organic in our thinking and our way of lives as Tennesseans. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on Live Green Tennessee.
If you would like more information about Live Green Tennessee, please visit our website at livegreentv.org, where you can find everything from healthy recipes to past episodes and more. This program is brought to you in part by...
Behind every Pick Tennessee Products logo is a Tennessee farmer who brings you fresh, local food grown with the kind of pride that gets handed down through generations. From now through fall, you can find Tennessee fruits and vegetables on farms and at farmers markets near you. Find your Tennessee farmers at picktnproducts.org.
What makes our state unique? Find out on the new Tennessee Channel, a statewide initiative by your public television stations. Each program is created in Tennessee, about Tennessee, and broadcast in Tennessee.
The Tennessee Channel, Saturdays 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern and Sundays 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on your public television station.
Funding for this program is provided in part by the United States Department of Agriculture, providing leadership on food, agriculture, natural resources, and related issues based on sound public policy and efficient management.